Hey guys, it's Mighty Jacket. Today I want to show you one of my favorite mechanics in Wizardry variants Daphne. But what is it, you might ask?
Trust, or affinity as some people like to call it, but for the rest of this video I'll be referring to this mechanic as trust. But what is it? Well, trust is a hidden number attached to each adventurer that represents, in crude terms, how much they like the main character. You can easily notice this when their voice lines change from what they used to be. One easy way to know you have max trust with an adventurer is when they smile at you during or at the end of their dialogue. This might be hard for dwarves since, you can't even see their mouths, so you should pay attention to what they have to say. Now, I'd like to make a quick side note, a small clarification if you will, but some people claim that once you reach max trust you get a flaming heart in your adventurer's info page. This is not true, at least not entirely. The heart only means it can be turned into a bondmate. That requires high trust, but you can have an adventurer that is ready to become a bondmate and doesn't have max trust, and the other way around. If you want to know if your adventurer is at max trust, you can check my max trust voice line videos. I just released the latest version not so long ago, so please go and check it out. And yeah, the thumbnail of those videos has the flaming heart. But come on, it looks great, doesn't it? Anyways, why would you want to raise trust in an adventurer? It has plenty of functions, but four main ones. Perhaps you only want your waifu to greet you with a big smile on her face. Maybe you want to unlock the 3D view of that sexy, big, beautiful dwarf? Or is it that you want to do the personal story of an adventurer to unlock their alternative style? Most likely, you want to unlock one of those sweet adventure bondmates that give you a +5 to one of the base stats. I'll try to cover each one of these aspects in this video. As you can see, I record everything with my own adventurers, so currently all of them are at max trust. So for the purpose of this video, we'll be using the all-reliable Mr. Band to help us understand how trust works. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, first thing first. I'd like to get the compendium out of the way since I know a lot of you might not be interested in it at all. The compendium allows us to check the information about every character, item, equipment, and monster in the game. In the case of adventurers, this also includes their personal story, and if you get all the pips, you also get a 3D view of your favorite adventurer. But how is it related to trust, you might ask? Each of those crystals or pips you can see is pretty much how many life pages that adventurer has, and you unlock each life page by increasing trust. Just a small disclaimer, the last one isn't trust related at all. It's unlocked after a certain number of battles. How many? Can't tell for sure, but it's about 500 battles. Anyways, with that out of the way, how do you increase trust? You can increase trust in various ways. Winning fights might be enough for you, but it will take you ages to get to max trust. The easiest and most common ways are camping, tavern talks, defeating a greater warp one for the first time, and leveling up by staying at the inn. Some people claim the royal suit gives more trust, but once again it's not a reliable method and can get very expensive very fast, so just stick with leveling up. The easiest way to farm trust is failing a chest opening, preferably, but not necessarily, with another adventurer than your trust target. Just be careful where you do this because certain chests have traps that reduce your party trust, and we wouldn't want that at all when we are trying to increase it. The best place for all new players and pretty much everyone that hasn't reached Abyss 4 is the beginning Abyss B7F, after you finish the Abyss. The process is very simple. You get there, check your map or explore the area around for chests. Once you find one, you can choose anyone to fail the chest opening on purpose. The advantage of this floor specifically is that you can go straight from the chest to the fountain. It's not very far away. This is very important because failing a trap chest triggers a fountain talk. Usually you want your adventurers to have a dialogue, but it's not a must. Same thing with giving the correct answer. It helps to increase the trust faster, but isn't a requirement. So you don't get to worry about, your adventurer not being the one talking to you or it never talking to you. In this example specifically, the nameless adventurers never trigger a talk, but that doesn't mean they aren't gaining trust from this process. Once you are done with the camping, you go back with the Harken and can repeat the process without ever touching the town. But personally, I'd recommend returning to town, because you can also trigger a tavern talk for the exact same reason. So it's more trust per chest fail. And you can get some gems by comparing certain achievements. So it's kinda neat. It's very important to mention that one of the biggest factors that alters your trust gain is your main character's alignment. You can see from these pics that both my character and Mr. Bonds are both neutral, which would be the ideal scenario. But if you want to increase the trust with an adventurer with a different alignment, it will take longer, being the evil alignment the one that takes the longest. Your alignment is selected the moment you start the game. You might not even remember it, but it gave you a series of questions and each answer led to your current alignment. Which personally I consider very dumb, since you don't even know anything about the game and it already chose your alignment. Previously, you weren't even able to change it. But, thankfully, the devs added the option so you can change it. You can change your alignment by taking certain actions through the story. But the best way isn't tied to the story at all. There are certain random encounters that give you a series of options. Depending on what you answer, you get evil or good points.
You're a good man, Arthur Morgan. Good man.
Now, what I really mean with good and evil points in reality is just positive and negative values. The game calculates your alignment depending on a hidden value that increases or decreases depending on the actions you take. If you have 18 or more points, you are considered good aligned. And if you have negative 18 or below, you are considered evil aligned. Anything in the middle is neutral. Just have in mind that changing your alignment is very hard, especially because you depend on all of these random events that don't seem to have a trigger action, unlike all of these camp and tavern talks. So you might just want to stay with your current alignment. It's not worth wasting your time, trust me. And now, for the grand finale, how do you get Adventurer Bondmates? I left this section for last because it contains some spoilers for the new players, so be aware. The first thing we want to do is go to the training room and give our desired adventurer 2 level 5 bondmates. It doesn't matter what stats or who they are, it only matters that you give them 2 level 5 bondmates. This allows us to get either a level 4 or a level 5 adventure bondmate once you dismiss this adventurer. This step can be done at any point of the process, but doing it first might avoid you forgetting to do so later on. But what exactly do we need to turn Mr. Bond into an adventure bondmate? It requires you to do 3 specific things. Number 1, and to the surprise of no one, is to have high trust. Max trust isn't a need, but you usually can get both at the same time. Especially with step number 2. Defeat 2 different Greater War Bonds with the adventurer in your team and alive. It doesn't have to land the final hit, hell, it doesn't even need to move, just keep it alive. It can be any final boss, but usually you want to beat the first 2 since, well, they are the easiest. Important side note, for the Threadwaterway boss, you aren't forced to beat the secret boss up to Narus. Melgina should be enough. And finally, for number 3, it must be at least bronze grade. So you will need one nameless tag, a lead grade tag, and get your adventurer to at least level 30 so it can get graded up. If you did all of this, your bondmate should be ready. If you still haven't got the Flaming Heart, you can farm more trust with the failing and opening chest and fountain talk, like we previously mentioned, until you finally get the heart. Now, all you need to do is remove the adventurer from your team, go to adventurer log, dismiss, register adventurer, and well, in the case of this video, dismiss Mr. Bond. We thank you for your service. You will get back your tags and get your bondmate. I got lucky and Mr. Bond ended up being a level 5, but it's not a 100% chance. In case you want to know what each adventure bondmate gives, you can check the wiki link in the description. Finally, you can call yourself an expert in trust. Give yourself a pat in the head. I know this video is something different from what I usually upload, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, please do, and feel free to tell me in the comments if you like this kind of content. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.